This is an Among Us parody that should tell you about the production value of this game. Among Waifus 18 Plus, made by Romantic Rim, is a puzzle game where you solve puzzles to uncover the mystery of the alien infiltrating your ship. I'm going to examine the game in 7 categories, and here's the structure. Starting with the characters. The characters were just stereotypes, personalities without any twists to it whatsoever. There are only 5 of them. Black, pink, blue, white, green. How can they not add the infamous red amogus in a game based on amogus? Anyway, who among the waifus were good waifus in the game among waifus 18 plus? The answer is none. Maybe except one, but that's just me being biased. I mean, you have Samantha, the worst girl both visually and personality. Even her name is spelled in Cyrillic most of the time. F tier. Next is Kara. She was just a bossy girl with anatomically wrong meat bags. I mean, look at this. They just practically attach it onto her armpit. Detail. Then there's the captain, who thinks she's badass, but the most useless one in the group. Dieter. And the doctor, who just have a snow globe glued into her head. Dieter. And then there's Asti, the only one that was somewhat interesting to me. Just mostly because she feels like a real character, which is ironic because she's the imposter. Her outfit was uniquely customized too. I like the little pins she have on her suit, especially the green bump detail on her skin. She's just pretty consistent and that matters a lot. With that, she belonged to the whopping B tier. Trash characters 2 out of 10. Without Astaito, this game would have been a 1 out of 10. A score that I have never given to any game. It would be funny if the game I first review would be a 1 out of 10, at least in the revisit. 2 out of 10 characters. The game visuals sucks ass too. As if it's been drawn by multiple people with no communication whatsoever. Different eye colors, different hair colors, different outfit designs, different body and breast size. Like holy shit, just make your mind already. lmao. What I did find decent though was the character's idle animation, for being kinda smooth. It was still pretty bad though, especially Kamata's idol. Why does she move like that? Why does she have a midriff? Ew! The characters didn't had any other emotion sprites either. They are just stuck in a perpetual loop of doing their little dance, making them lifeless. I mean, there's the Ahegao emotion. Just too many errors and just plain bad. So 2.5 out of 10. Now, the true suffering starts here. Imagine the puzzle. It's just going to point A to point B with extra steps. How can you call your game as a puzzle game when you don't even need to use your brain? Even with the screen 90% covered, it would still probably be easy and fun, as you can at least have a trial and error. But no, just go here and go there, nothing too special. Additionally, what do you think happens when your character gets a blaster gun? A. Use the gun to kill. B. Slap the monsters with it. Or C. Throw it at the enemy. If you pick letter B, congrats! You are thinking on a highly intellectual level. Anyway, the levels were not that long, but holy, it's agonizing. She walks so slow, especially when changing directions. Like, please, can you run? Even Style Bob is faster than you, bro. And not to mention, she also dies almost to anything. Touch a wall, you die. The shop just slightly tap you, you die. Oh, the shop just completely crushed you, you don't die. The only thing that's missing is the fall damage. Now, would you believe that this game had a puzzle? Cause I really thought that there would be no puzzle elements in this so-called puzzle game. Until level 29. You don't know how much I long for this. I was dying of lack of mental simulation, and finally, I got to use 10% of my brain power. Gameplay and entertainment is 2 out of 10. Just bad. Now let's talk about the plot. The writing were absolute cinema. The dialogue were just regurgitated from Russian to English using Google Translate. The dialogue barely made any sense, especially since they added 1,000 of redundant anecdotes. It's so horrible that you start to question yourself. Am I illiterate? What do you mean my mother is a woman? I refuse to believe it. Good example, Samantha. Start meat bug 6, start common knowledge after school and pilot Asti. The more I read, the more I feel my brain cells are evaporating. Anyway, the story is unoriginal. Just among us accompanied with abysmal narrative. I bet I can make a better story while playing a typical Among Us match. 2 out of 10. Nothing much to say on the soundtrack. It's pretty much acceptable, but it was still annoying and repetitive. I did like the violin part though. 4 out of 10. Now, the main source of the game. Don't you like it when the scenes are just there? Just existing, with little or no connect to the story whatsoever. I mean fair, they're all gonna die and they know it. Why not go wild as well? At least the last scene had some connect to the lore. As for the quality of the erotica though, it's so terrible that it's disgusting. The anatomy was weird, as if the animators didn't know how private parts would look like. The animations felt slippery too, like they just add a motion tracker and call it a day. Regardless of how abhorrent the animations were, there are at least 3 clothed scenes where it's not that bad. Well, Romantic Room seems to fall to the same problems in other games too. Weird anatomy, motion track like animations, etc. etc. Ah, it's just plain awful. 1.5 out of 10. It's just your typical gunner slap. Alright, here's the judgment. Well, it's a amogus hentai. What do you expect? I only played this in the past because I thought it would be fun to critique a game that you know are going to be shit. 2 out of 10 F tier. Anyway, nobody cares. Here's the old rating. The one that started my whole video game reviewing career, lmao.